Hey guys, welcome to another episode of What's Going On terrible intro. Okay, what's going on inside my head? I'm Kane Sparker Music. Nice to meet you. I write songs and I have blue hair. That's the basics you need to know. So this is episode 4. Today, instead of talking about one of the songs, because if you've seen the previous 3 episodes, kind of went into the stories behind how I wrote what I wrote. Today I'm talking about how I started writing music. I figured it'd be kind of cool to, compare and contrast, and you guys can see where I came from. So we got to start at the very beginning. I was born as Cadence June. If you don't know, cadence is a musical term. It's also a military term, but it was a music term. Can mean different things. Some people have as it defines rhythm. Some of it have the definition for its resting place between 2 phrases in music. I don't know that definition, but my middle name June is actually one of the bands my dad was in. My dad has been, variants of rock music from screamo to whatever he's doing now with In Transit. So if you guys want to check that out, I will link it below. But yeah, he's been one of my main influences for. He's been one of my main influences for music, since he's a singer-songwriter and guitarist himself. So yeah, that's how I got my name, is Cadence June. Both are music references. Would have been really funny if I turned out to be an athlete, but I didn't. I'm in music. So that worked out right. Let's see. I wrote my first song probably when I was about 5 or 6 at my grandma's house. Let's see. Gosh. Okay, so one of the first songs I wrote a song about my dog, Misto. In doggy heaven right now. I wrote a song about my grandmother's clock in her house. I wrote a song about the swing at my grandmother's house. Let's see. Yeah, I wrote them in crayon and on construction paper. She had a upright piano in her house, and it's currently mine now. But she taught me the basics and stuff for piano when I was probably 5, 6, 7 years old. She could only play a few songs, but she taught me what she knew, and every time I was over at her house, just be like, 6-year-old me banging on the keys. I still have a habit of banging on keys, so I've been told. But yeah, she kind of started me on that instrument track when I was younger. Fast forward to about middle school. Middle school's when I started writing more stuff with my music, or putting more effort into it, I guess. As you know, middle school is kind of that awkward time in everyone's life where you're figuring out who the heck you are and what the heck you're doing and where the heck you're gonna go in life. Because it's that awkward stage of, you're growing up and you gotta see if you fit in with the crowd. Are you comfortable being who you are, and who are you? So obviously that brings a lot of life experience to the table, and that's stuff I can write on, that's where some of my songs have come from. And I learned a lot in middle school, both for life and for music. I actually took a chorus class in 6th grade, and the teacher who was teaching it was his last year there. He was retiring after that, and he is probably one of the most influential people outside of family for me that really taught me a lot about music. And he gave me the basics for how to do chords and stuff on piano and different progressions. Is really, really good. And yeah, he was super encouraging as well, so that kind of gave me a boost. In 7th grade, I took a guitar class, so besides, my dad teaching me, I also had, school class teaching me how to play acoustic. Still will not play bar chords because I have a capo, but we're working on that. Let's see, middle of 8th grade, I switched middle schools to this tiny charter school. And it was a bit of a change, for sure. Had to make all new friends, right before high school, and luckily this charter school was a middle school, high school, so it's not like I had to switch schools again. and I met a bunch of music people. Unfortunately, there wasn't a music program at the school. There was theater, but not like a music thing. So what I would do is I brought my guitar to school, and even worse, I brought my guitar to school without a case because I didn't have a case at the time. So yes, please refrain from the judgment, and if you wish to donate to my guitar case fund, feel free to. But I had a acoustic guitar I'd bring, and so at lunchtime we would all sit outside in the courtyard and, sing some songs while we ate lunch. Or, some people would bring their ukuleles. We'd just jam. It was like one of my best memories from high school, honestly. Yeah, and so met some fellow songwriters. We all kind of just banded together and wrote some stuff together. It was a really good time. I learned a lot from them. Any person I wrote with, just taught me so much more, both about what I was writing and what they were writing, So I just wrote with friends, or I wrote by myself, and we would hang out in the piano rooms on campus, just come up with new stuff. That's actually part of how Isn't It Hell came about. Is junior year, probably in February. I was supposed to be getting to bed because, I had an early day for school and stuff, but I was in the shower singing this song that I had yet to even put on a piece of paper yet. And so I get out of the shower and I start playing my piano quietly because it's late at night and trying to figure out this melody and everything. And my dad, who was watching a show in the next room, comes into my room. He's like, "Are you still up? Don't you have class tomorrow and everything?" I'm like, "I do, but I just came up with this song. I gotta write it down." So I write down the song real quick, put it in my phone as a recording. So the next morning, between classes and stuff, I head to the piano rooms and I had some friends along, and I'm like, "Yo, if anyone wants to come join me, wrote a new song, I'm testing it." They're like, "Sure." So I had a few people come in, and it was a good reaction for the first time I ever played it for people, 12 hours after I wrote it. But you could tell there was something special with that song. And it was just it was kind of like a turning point for my music. When I wrote Isn't It Hell, the style of my music started to change. And that's kind of where Cadence music was born. And I had a goal to release that song, even if it was just that one song, and 2 years later I did. Because I released it this past January, actually. So Isn't It Hell is probably gonna turn 3 years old in next February, which is kind of cool, but yeah. So that's where music kind of all came from for me, Obviously high school has its life experience, and college is a whole new thing for life experience. Have a lot to write about, that's for sure. So yeah, and I've been wanting to record and stuff. It's been harder since I've been at school, because I have half the equipment I need, and college budget doesn't usually allow for big studio spends. So we're working on getting that equipment slowly but surely. So in the meantime, I have these videos for you guys. So I hope you're enjoying the series, and if you want to check out the other 3 videos, I went over Purple Heart, Sunset, and Honest was the most recent one to release for the videos. And Purple Heart is now on all streaming platforms, so I hope you guys are liking that one. Similar vibes to Sunset, so if you're into cheesy love songs, there you go. And yeah, so I hope you guys liked this episode, and stay tuned for the next one. And this has been What's Going On Inside My Head. Until next time, guys. Adios.